you need to have the KASH qualities. What are the KASH qualities? K is for knowledge, knowledge of the product and the company and the industry as well. Be the expert in the product or industry that you are representing, because people will believe you and you may help them if you are knowledgeable. You have to appear like an expert. So that means you need to know product and the company, the industry, and much, much more. It's like the iceberg. Only 10% is what you say. But beneath the iceberg, you have to have 90% more knowledge behind what you're saying. 60% of buyers today do their homework. The other thing is knowledge of financing. The most important would be the knowledge that what you're doing is good for your prospect. Because the process of selling is offering a solution to address their pain, finding a need and filling it. Then all you're doing is helping them find a solution for their problem by offering your product. You need to differentiate yourself by really knowing what you're selling. Now, aside from the knowledge, of course, you have to have a positive mental attitude. That means you need to have a healthy attitude towards failure. And you have to love the word no. Sales is the loneliest job. Why is it the loneliest job? Because every day, your daily diet is rejection. More people are going to say no to you. More people are going to reject you. And only few of them will say yes. The law of averages is this. If you do anything often enough, a ratio will appear. If you know your ratio, it will tend to continue. And if you know your ratio, even if it's 1 out of 20 or 1 out of 50, then you can compete. All you have to do is work the average. And you make up in numbers what you lack in skills. Then all you have to do is fail fast and fail often. It's easy to get into sales. It's not easy to succeed. But in the beginning, when you don't have the skills, all you have to do is know your average and work it. And when you get better, your ratio will improve. And the good news is anyone can get better. So how can you get better if you keep doing the same thing? Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So, and then you need to improve your skills. If you have the right knowledge, the right attitude, you still need to sharpen your skills. Michael Jordan was always the first to arrive in the practice courts and always the last to leave. Do you know that it takes 10,000 hours to be an expert at anything? Tiger Woods started playing golf at the age of 2, but at the age of 15, he won his first junior golf championship. If you practice 1 hour a day and you need 10,000 hours, it's gonna take you 27 years. First, you are the unconscious competent. You don't even know that you don't know. And they become the conscious incompetent. When I was watching my dad, he was driving an automatic car. I thought, that's easy. So one day he left the keys. I got the keys, got in the car, put it in reverse, looked in the rearview mirror, and boom, I hit the wall. I suddenly got promoted to conscious incompetent. I now knew that I didn't know how to drive. And then I tried, I learned, I got the driver to teach me, and I became the conscious competent. If you keep on driving and driving and you master it, and then you get promoted, and then you become the unconscious competent. You're doing it, you're driving without thinking. You know, you're automatically putting it in the right gear. You step on the clutch. You're not even consciously thinking about it. The idea is to go from unconscious incompetent to become the unconscious competent. If you keep on practicing, it becomes a habit. What you need to do is you need to practice, drill, and rehearse. What do you practice, drill, and rehearse? What are the tools for sales? The words that you say. How do you ask the right questions? How do you use neurolinguistic programming? How do you frame your proposal? And how do you present to get the buyer to understand what you're trying to say? So practice, drill, and rehearse. Kobe Bryant, Tiger Woods, Michael Jordan, they all know the value of practicing. They're professionals, they get paid because they're willing to do the hard work. If you are not practicing today, somebody else is. Let's talk about closing the sale. Closing is simply the process of helping people make decisions that are good for them. So the process is finding out what they want and then giving them what they want. I'll give you some minor closes. The first one is called a tie down. A tie down is when the salesperson states a selling assumption and confirms if the buyer agrees with him by asking questions like, don't you agree? Diba? Don't you think so? Having insurance and not needing it is better than needing it and not having it. Don't you agree? They say location is everything. Don't you agree? This is a good time to buy real estate because it's a buyer's market. Diba? So, because whatever we say, they doubt it. But if they say it, then it's true, isn't it? The other one is alternate choice. Because if you ask a question answerable by yes or no, the answer is usually no. But if you ask a question that's a choice between a yes and a yes, then what do you get? You get a yes. Do you want a corner lot or an inner lot? Are you gonna pay cash or would you like to buy this on terms? Would you be available on a weekday or a weekend? And the next one is using the porcupine. Do you know what a porcupine is? What would you do if somebody threw a live porcupine in your arms? You'd throw it back, wouldn't you? So that's exactly what the porcupine is. If the buyer will ask you a question answerable by yes, you throw it back to him. Do you have a unit ready for occupancy? Are you looking for a unit ready for occupancy? But only if the answer was yes. In the 4 agreements one of the agreements is don't make assumptions. So when you have an assumption in your mind, all you need to do is validate it by asking the customer. Those are the three minor clauses. All of these questions are designed to understand the needs of the buyer. That's what a lot of salespeople do. They offer without even understanding my needs, without even engaging me in a conversation, not finding out what is it that I need to solve. And in the Bible, it says, find the need and fill it. So these are the three minor clauses I personally use. In the seminar, you will learn how to overcome the fear of failure. I'm going to talk about 11 prospecting methods and how to qualify for success, and 5 techniques in handling objections, 13 power clauses, and more.